Manchester Airport could become the second busiest in the country, with the number of flights doubling, according to a new report. By 2050, it could be handling as many flights as Heathrow does now.
It would mean a flight taking off and landing every 70 seconds. The predictions come in a report ordered by the Government Committee on Climate Change to assess the environmental impact of such an increase in flights. And as our transport correspondent Colin Sykes reports, not everyone's that happy.
With 2 runways in place, Manchester already has spare capacity. The report predicts that at present growth, Manchester will take off from 213,000 flights a year to nearly 450,000 by 2050.
My main concern is that nobody's really been consulted over this plan to have a Heathrow of the North on our doorstep in Manchester. I think the public do not realise the sheer scale of the massive expansion that Manchester City Council, who own the airport, wish to conduct.
Looking 40 years ahead is difficult in any industry, and even more so in aviation. What's certainly likely to happen is that we'll see larger planes carrying many more passengers. What's not clear is what impact that will have on places like Manchester. Even for those who watch planes for a hobby, it's difficult to predict the future.
At the moment there's nobody travelling. Great credit crunch thing.
You probably have larger planes, fewer airlines.
Manchester Airport says any future growth will not mean the airport getting any bigger physically.
Any expansion here will be on the existing land area, so there won't be extra terminals here, there won't be an additional runway, and that's what people might be waking up today thinking there's going to be at Manchester by 2050, but that's not the case.
Airport expansion remains highly controversial, with the current row over plans to build a cargo hangar at Manchester. But campaigners against further traffic growth say the predictions are likely to be checked by moves to limit carbon emissions.
The Committee on Climate Change hasn't endorsed them. It's taken them apart and said that the UK can afford no more than 370 million passengers instead of 500 million, and that means curtailing the growth of all airports, including Manchester.
Colin Sykes, BBC North West Tonight, Manchester Airport.